And R Sreesankar joins in from Prabhudas Lilladher. Sreesankar, good morning. Good to have you on the
Good
show.
morning.
Let's discuss a stock that you have on your coverage and is one of your top picks, IndusInd Bank. What did you make of the numbers? And at current price and valuation, do you think the risk reward is still favorable?
I think we still believe that the risk reward is favorable. The question is how the entire portfolio will start to behave, and the behaving of the portfolio is going to be crucial. If you don't see slippages, if you see continuous strong growth, be it even in the non-operating income levels, other income levels, etc., fee income, I mean, then you've got a good story ahead, and that's why it's a top pick.
Okay. Hi, Sreesankar. Good to see you in this morning, rather. Wanted your sense in terms of what you're expecting from the earnings season as a whole. Do you expect it to possibly be in line with what we saw last quarter, better or worse?
I think we expect the earnings season to be where earnings are going to be on the lower side. And in fact, we see on the top line there will be a growth, but on EBITDA and at the net income level, you're going to see a degrowth happening. So that's what our expectations are. And we also believe that market will be keenly looking at what's the kind of commentary going to come from all the analyst calls post the quarterly results. And that's probably going to give the direction in terms of the market. But to a great extent, our view is that earnings will disappoint.
Okay, earnings will disappoint. In that case, Sreesankar, do you think the market can correct from here? Especially because this market is not cheap. It's trading above the historical, valuation zone that it normally trades in.
Yeah, that's the reason why we think that the market probably will get capped in the near term. Our range is between 7,800 to 8,800. So we are already closer to 8,400 level. So what's the upside near term? You probably see a 5% upside, and that's it. So unless some external factors or any kind of external factors or even events that will turn around and make the market more bullish in terms of an economic growth, which will ultimately feed through to your profit numbers and the sales numbers and EBITDAs and profits, etc. Your market near term is to a great extent at 8,800. That's our call.
Okay. What is your expectation, Sreesankar, from the pharmaceutical space? We were just talking about how Dr. Reddy's is at a 52-week high. The likes of Fortis also have gained recently. Anything specific that you like?
In our topics, we have two companies, which is Aurobindo Pharma and Glenmark. And we continue to like this. This has been a part of our topic for quite some time. And we still continue with these topics. So the sector per se looks interesting, but the valuation in many of these companies are not cheap. It's really stretched, and that's the reason why some of these pharmaceutical companies, which at some point of time was a part of our topic, we still have an accumulator buy on many of these stocks, but it's not a part of our topics. Topics are again Aurobindo Pharma and Glenmark.
Indeed. From the large caps, Sreesankar, one of your top picks is Larsen & Toubro, and that stock has done well, trading almost at new highs. At current levels, what kind of return potential can one expect from a stock like this?
See, in Larsen & Toubro, our target price is around 2037. But more than the target price, there is so many things which will favor Larsen & Toubro once things start to improve. Larsen will be one of the biggest beneficiaries should their economic growth happens or a pickup in economic growth happens. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of value unlocking in terms of their subsidiaries that could happen. And in the Make in India theme, even if the defense orders that gets released in terms of shipbuilding and whatever, the shipyards, which probably in the consolidated entity, which is not cash flow accretive at this stage, that those things are also can start to reverse. So it's all in all, once the economic improvement, economic growth starts to improve quite a lot, and Larsen among the large caps should actually see a lot of their subsidiaries also unlocking value, increasing their cash flow. And we also expect at some point of time right now, even L&T, Infotech probably to unlock its value and come out with an IPO or a listing. That's also going to be much more advantageous to Larsen. That's where we think that look at one side is Larsen per se. Second, its investments and the subsidiaries which probably do not get valued at this stage probably will unlock more value.
Okay. Sreesankar, at the risk of not talking about your business, considering it's a brokerage, I wanted to ask you about the deal with IIFL and Fairfax, if you managed to read that through, and if you could extrapolate it as themes or ideas that maybe we could or you could recommend to investors to play for the remaining part of the fiscal. So, for example, this is brokerages. Anything else that comes to mind?
Ekta, the way I see it is, one news like this happened to the end, and it will actually change the perception towards the NBFC space per se. So we actually heard probably L&T Finance Holdings, there was a news item of somebody taking a stake in it, and the way stock reacted to it, that was a big positive. If this happens, I think a re-rating in terms of the NBFC space will happen. Investors will start anticipating that newer investors will come in to start taking stakes in companies of this nature. So all in all, the price earning multiples of many of these NBFCs will only increase, will widen. That's what is going to happen. I think it's already happened now.
Sreesankar, 4 months back, people were willing to pay 600 rupees and more for Tata Motors. It was, as if nothing could go wrong with that stock. And in a matter of 4 months, the stock has hit, 2-year, 3-year lows now?
Yeah.
How should one trade a stock like Tata Motors? Has it fallen enough to take a fresh long position?
I think jury is still out there, so you probably will not be able to get an answer from me saying that to trade. This is a call one needs to take. In the volume growth in JLR, it has been a story of JLR, not on the domestic story. Because if you look at even at 600 rupees, probably a lot of investors probably were giving a valuation of 90% plus for the global business rather than the domestic business. So I think unless things starts to improve on the global side, probably to call it as a trading bet, I don't know.
Okay. Sreesankar, one quick last question from me then. Zee Entertainment comes out with its numbers, I think tomorrow, 15th of July. What is your expectation from Zee Entertainment in terms of what they could deliver and the media space as an idea?
We do not have it in our active coverage right now.
Okay, and anything within the media space? We had a note which came out from CLSA on PVR as well yesterday. Anything that you look at from the entertainment space?
No, we do not have a coverage there.
Okay, fair enough. Sreesankar, any disclosures?
None of the stocks that I discussed, I do have a position.
All right, Sreesankar.